Is on the way. Yes, sir, Mighty Mouse 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 is on the way. Is on the way. Mighty Mouse is on the way. Is on the way. Yes, sir, Mighty Mouse is on the way. Is on the way. Mighty Mouse is on the way. Is on the way. Yes, sir, Mighty Mouse is on the way. Is on the way.
All right, folks, it is 9:00 p.m. And I want to welcome y'all all to the Midnight Run. Once again, it's me, it's the VINCE. I don't know if we're going to top out yesterday's show, but we shall see. He. How y'all guys doing tonight there? I will tell you this right now. I've had some really bad news. The Great One's health insurance has tripled. Starting next year, I am going to be paying $300 a month. Instead of $100 a month, my insurance has gone up to $300. Looks like the Great One won't be going to the Swordfish Club for quite some time. Until things change. Food prices have to come down and everything else is so expensive. That's right, Pugman. What's up? $300 there, folks. And I'm about to finish paying off my back taxes, so now I was paying $300 a month to the IRS. I'm about to pay that off. Now I got this. Now, there's a couple of cuts the great one can make. And not only that, if you guys remember, I have to get braces next year. So part of that health insurance also includes a dental plan that's going to be enough to give the $2,500. And y'all folks thank Pugman for the other $1,500. So that way I can get my teeth all fixed up and everything. You take the vice grips and mush in that gap I got. You know what I mean? So part of that, by the way, Pugman, is the premiums. Also, I got to pay for the orthodontic stuff there. Oh, no. I'm getting cheap ones there, KCB. I'm getting cheap ones, the traditional ones, the metal ones. No, the ones with the little blocks on the teeth and stuff there. No, sir. I can't afford nothing else. But it is going to be a shame. I'm going to be 50 years old wearing braces. But you know what? My mama wore braces. I'm at her age where she was wearing braces. What can you do, folks? What can you do? But yeah, thank Pugman for that. I'm going to put that money to the side for those braces. But I think everyone else's health insurance has tripled too. But yeah, mine went to $300 a month. Oh boy. But it's quite all right there. You want to know why? Things could be a lot worse. Remember, folks, when things are bad, things could be a lot worse. I could be in a hole in the ground. Just saying. But tonight, of course, I do have now properly aged Odyssey Maduro. One of these Cuban sandwiches, what I refer to as floor sweepings. I have my vanilla coffee, a little peppermint creamer, and a little Maker's Marks, whiskey, Richard Overton style. And of course, got my water cup given to me by my good friend Pugman. We've already thanked him for the braces, but thank him one more time. Now, I have to say, what's the best word to say to it? We've had a lot of weird stuff go on there. I mean, really, really, really weird stuff. And a lot of people's asked me about Frank Tufano's personal health. You want to know what his personal health is? He doesn't have one. It makes me wonder, number one, he's lying about how much money he has. Company bringing in $5 million. I mean, his parents may have cut him off or something. He's probably getting money from his parents. I don't know who his mama or daddy is. I mean, I really don't. But folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash the like button. Remember, we start videos at 10 o'clock p.m. In the meantime, I'm going to light up this now properly aged Odyssey Maduro. That's what we're gonna do. And boy, do I need it, folks. With the day that I've had, folks, man. I'm not going to be able to eat wings. I'm not going to be able to eat popcorn or anything. But yes, there won't be a chicken wing eating contest, obviously. I mean, folks, you guys knew this day was coming. Do you think I could stay gap-toothed forever or something? I know my teeth are coming apart. God damn it. I mean, slowly but surely, but if I keep it like this in 10 years, they're going to be spread the fuck out, I can't do that. So if I got to be an AARP motherfucker with braces on, so be it. It's just gonna make me feel like a little kid. No, I'm not excited about them. I know some people get happy when they get braces. I don't know why the hell they do. You know. I mean, I'm not a twink or anything, so it ain't gonna look me. You know, it just ain't gonna work, folks. So let me give it one more burn before I do this. The thing about Cuban sandwiches and this one, I can only smoke it up to this part. That's why I wanted a Robusto instead of a Corona. And then it just disintegrates right around this mark here. It disintegrates. And that's why these cigars are so cheap. I mean, 25 of these for $28. Come on, you know. I'm not exactly smoking freaking Davidoffs here. Do you think Frank is going to go to Stan Hansen for more aggressive eye surgery? Stan Hansen could fix those eyes, but probably not in the way he wants it. All right, Raw, we'll check it out in a minute. I just got finished lighting up, man. Oh boy, I've had a hard day, folks. I need to get my dick sucked, but you know. I told you guys I've been cutting out the booty hole, you know, and stuff. I've been cutting back, taking a break from things. It is awesome he is in Japan. Actually, no, they're probably annoyed by him by now. He's probably up there yelling at them for not having any kefir water or something. Like I said, every time he says he's broke, all of a sudden he's going to Japan to get surgery. Folks, going to Japan ain't cheap, alright? What, you can't have the surgery? Hell? Alright, Ryan. Let me just get a couple puffs in and we'll check them out. See, despite the fact that this is a Cuban sandwich, once you appropriately age these cigars, they're perfectly fine. Up until this point there, because it's a Cuban sandwich, all the short fillers right here, so that's when the cigar starts disintegrating. But overall, it's still going to be a good cigar. 9.3 miles into a 10 is getting late. Well, you better hurry up. We'll have to watch the 8-Ball jacket slap tonight. Oh yeah, I remember old 8-Ball. I wonder how he's doing.
I love when stupid.
Let's check this out. Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute, I need to put my picture up. There we go.
I love when stupid motherfuckers say this. A pussy motherfucker, straight up. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. There's blacks that I love and would be part of my family. Move into my house. There's ones that fucking make me sick, okay? Get it? You get it, motherfucker? There's whites that I'd move into my house and call me my family. There's ones that fucking make me sick. You get it, motherfucker? Do you understand this shit? You fake pussy bitch motherfuckers who try to talk shit. You guys are just so goddamn fake that you don't understand that when someone fucking causes a motherfucking problem in the heat of the moment, they're gonna get called and treated as someone who caused a problem in the heat of the moment, and you're gonna fucking handle it. I'm just not a bitch like you motherfuckers. So straight up, the blacks that I love you. The ones that are lame as fuck you. The whites that I love you. The ones that are lame as fuck you. We can go down the line, bitch. I love.
Okay. if that's the case, why in the world would you go and yell at someone who was talking to one of the island boys and yapping, which you probably couldn't hear? Why'd you go and yell, hey, get that porch monkey out of here? I mean, he wasn't even messing with him. And he says, F all the people that was since when was he messed with? Never. Freaking weirdo. Has it been 11 years already since 8-Ball Guy? That was one hard slap. Honestly, I feel like seeing the bus driver uppercut. Nine times out of 10, someone acts tough when they're not. Even if they were truly a tough guy, folks, you know, bullets have no names. And the wimpiest, scrawniest person, all they need to do is pick up a gun and shoot someone and bang, bang, that's it. Fact of the matter is, nobody fights fair, nobody fights with their fists. It's just easier to pick up a gun and just shoot someone. That's the way our society is in the United States of America. I mean, did you hear the news recently? Dude was arguing over some fucking eggs or chickens or something like that, and he starts shooting motherfuckers. And I mean, this spook went through a drive-thru, got upset that there was no ketchup on that she didn't get no ketchup with her fries, and she goes and starts airing out the freaking building, starts shooting into it. I will tell it's a dispute over a price of, I mean, seriously. Or actually, no. It's actually, I was wrong about the chickens. This was a bar argument over how many eggs a chicken can lay leads to gunfire. That's what I'm saying, folks. You never know when someone's gonna pull. They will pull for some of the most dumbest reasons. I mean, he pulls out a gun and starts shooting people over arguing about how many eggs a chicken can lay. That is how messed up our society is. Now, I do got some good news on a recent execution. Now, folks, here in South Carolina is unique in executions. You can get lethal injection, but subsequently, folks, you do have the option for the firing squad. Pew, 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 pew. And the fire squad went and executed the South Carolina serial killer. Now, this guy was a bad man, and he tried to appeal it. The fact of the matter is, you go and kill 3 people and taunt the police by writing a message in their own blood? Are you kidding me? He wrote in their blood, "Catch me if you can." And he's up there pleading for clemency? They put that nigga on ice today. I wonder what his last meal was anyway. So yeah, man, they filled him full of holes there, my friend. He even said victim 4 will be in 2 weeks. I'm telling you, man, there's some crazy people out there. That's how messed up guns are. Do you think CM Punk is hot? No. And he doesn't drink coffee neither. He looks worn out. He looks like a worn out poser to be. Excellent wrestler, probably one of the greatest of all times. But he looks tired. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it's like he doesn't want to be there, but he's being there just because he's getting paid. Imagine getting blasted by a 120-pound kid with an Edgar head. That's what happens. Hang tight, folks. Sorry about that, folks. One thing that slipped my mind, I forgot I was going to come to Asheville help moms buy a microwave. I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that, so, well. In any event, folks, I guess Saturday Soul live stream will be a little bit late. Just to let you know. There's a guy go get mama's microwave. But in any event, folks, get your questions in. If you want to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash that like button. There was a lot of scary people in prison there, Quick Pump. I mean, murderers, and some of them you gotta really watch out for because they look unassuming. But you gotta remember that the person that you're staring at actually killed a person, or 3 or 4, brutally. Which means they have no... They have a very lack of concern for human life. And one of those murderers actually tried to kill me. Jumped all over me, hit me a couple times. You felt the stars and choked me. Once I got him off me, I started dropping elbows like Dusty Rhodes. There are no... I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. People don't go to prison for being nice. They go there because they're criminals. They did something really bad usually. Sorry about that message here. I just got to call in. I forgot about the... Man, I gotta go to Asheville tomorrow. Ugh. And on a Saturday, too, it's going to be a mess. I'm going to probably get her the same one I got there, Raw. Gotta clean out the car, too. I just need to vacuum it. It'll be alright. At least I got heat in the car. And then I gotta remove the condoms out, which I'm not even using anyway. Like I said, folks, I done taken a break from stuff. I'm gonna get... Damn it. That's another thing about Cuban sandwiches. They go out too quickly because they got short filler. There's no long filler in it, so if I don't puff on it, it'll go out. KCB, stop it. Oh yeah, I love my mamas. I'm gonna get her the same one I got. Unless she wants a smaller one. I mean, my microwave's freaking awesome. I mean, I'm telling you folks, my microwave is awesome. It's awesome sauce. And my dishwasher is the bomb. Did a 10-10-10 break in? No. No tan-tan-tans neither. I still don't know what happened to my regular one, but it is what it is. That's not always true, Grunge. Don't forget I'm a male and I've dealt with medical issues that my mom never had to deal with. So it's a good indicator, but it's not always true. And you never know what happens in life. Life is just weird. See what I mean? This thing is already trying to grow out. That's the one thing I hate about Cuban sandwiches. No, mine's not a mini oven. It's just a straight up microwave. I mean, I have a Ninja Foodie grill, so there's no need for me to have one that combines convection. You have to clean that stuff out, too. Screw that. But you know what? Here's the thing, folks. That is actually the first black microwave I've ever had. I kid you not. I have never had a black microwave until now. I'm dead serious. I've never had a black microwave. You know, the vast majority of microwaves are black, but I've never had a black one. My first microwave, of course, was... Actually, now that I remember it, was wood grain. And then I had a white one. Of course, it's the late 90s, so obviously I'm going to have a white one. Then I had one that was stainless steel. And then my very last one before I got this one was red. And this is now my very first black microwave. I'm kind of excited about it sometimes. And it looks so good in the kitchen. Black microwave, black stove, black fridge, you know, stainless steel dishwasher. Man, it's looking good in there, goddammit. I mean, the thing is, I want my microwave just to do microwave stuff. Because when you have the combo things, that means that it only does microwave stuff partially well. Well, it was a wood grain finish microwave there. Like a woody type finish there. It was kind of odd. I bought it from a rummage sale. It was like $5 or $10 or something. Very cheap. It wasn't new. The stainless steel one I got on a scratch and dent sale. But I had that white microwave for a long time. It was just wood grain finish there. It wasn't wood or anything. It had one of those plastic type coatings on it to where, you know, what's the best way to describe it? It's sort of like wallpaper. The microwave is basically wallpapered with the wood finish. Like I said, very odd. I don't know why someone did it there. I don't know whether it was just a regular white microwave and they decided to put that wallpaper stuff on it or not. Don't really care neither. I'm pretty much, KCB, a one component person. And I bought this microwave because it was one of the most top-rated ones. And it works awesome, too. I mean, it's an awesome microwave. I'm going to have it for a while. As long as someone doesn't throw a rock at the front of it. Because I wanted a microwave. And the thing about it is, it saves money. And I'm going to need to save money because with the increase in health costs, you know, and general expenses for food are up, so now I've made my own homemade frozen burritos. I got about 30 of them made in the freezer. They're made out of lean ground turkey, fat-free cheese. Now, I use the regular tortilla. I didn't get one of those low-carb ones. It doesn't do any good. You know, for a balanced diet. You know, I have that burrito. Have a little bit of slaw, fat-free dressing. And sugar-free. I mean, also sugar-free as well. You have that, a little coffee, you got business. Yep. I know, KCB. Y'all should have seen my apartment in the 90s. I mean, it literally screamed 90s. I mean, I had purple and I had a lot of purple in the house. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I got all my frozen burritos. I made about 12 beef turkey burritos. And I got about 20 chicken. And they're very easy to make, folks. And they're cheap, too. I mean, think about it. A Tina's burrito is 58 cents. The cost to make each one of these burritos was maybe about 26 cents. And we're talking about burritos that have about 45 grams of protein in it. And 20 grams of carbs. Alright? And no fat in it, neither. Except a little from the shell, but what is that? 2 or 3 grams? I don't really... Actually, I got one, but you can't really tell. And not only that, it's an early 2000s. I don't have any pictures of my apartment from the late 90s. The one thing I wish I did when I was getting older, I wish I had taken more pictures. My detention center pictures, I never took any formal pictures. I wish I had done that with me in the uniform so I could show off. I've got some cooking stuff up here, Ryan, where I've cooked food. I've done some cooking. It's just been a while since I have. Like I said, I have close to... I've removed a couple of videos, but I still got I got over 2,500 videos on my channel. A lot of live streams, a lot of everything. I have 2,500 videos, on my channel. I have a lot. Let me pull out some stuff here. Yeah, I got a lot of recipes. This here is my smoked salmon flatbread.
What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Thursday afternoon. Just got out of the gym, and I'm about to make myself a little bit of food in order to refuel the body. And today I'm going to be making a miniature flatbread pizza. So I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. Now, I could go out to Little Caesars and get me a fat, greasy pizza, but I don't want to do that. Number one, costs too much money. Number two, just a lot of calories, a lot of garbage that's in that Little Caesars pizza. So we're going to make a much healthier pizza. So allow the great one to show you how to do so. All right, so we got all the stuff out, so I'm just going to give a...
Notice I got Trader Joe's stuff. And the only reason why I had the Trader Joe's stuff is one reason. I was at Target, and Trader Joe's is right next door, and I didn't want to go through traffic on Woodruff Road.
Quick display of everything we're going to be using. Number one, got some Norwegian salmon pieces, cold smoke. Usually you're going to use this for bagels and a wide range of appetizers, but I found this great with the flatbread pizza. Now, of course, obviously, we're not going to go and cook this with the pizza itself. This will be added on at the very end. But this is going to be the main meat serving, adding that, it's good for adding that nice smoky flavor to the pizza itself. It's also very lean and also very healthy, much healthier than some greasy sausage. So this is Norwegian salmon. Next we have the flatbread, same from Trader Joe's. Now, I was going to do cauliflower crust for friend's request. However, looking at the cauliflower crust, I wasn't aware that it's actually also mixed with corn flour. And one whole serving of that cauliflower crust is actually 70 grams of carbohydrates. And for me, that is wrong! Wrong! One serving of flatbread, however, is only 26 grams of carbohydrates. So we're going to go with that. Next, we have a little bit of pesto. Traditional from Classico. Nothing fancy or anything like that. I'm just going to add a little smidgen to the flatbread below, and then add the cheese, which I'm going to show later on in just a minute. But you know, you always want to give it a little bit of flavor. You don't want to slap it on and use the entire bottle itself. You just need a little bit of the pesto. One thing you always want to do is you also want to stir it before adding it on, or otherwise all you're going to get is oil. So that's the pesto. Then we have some good old Mrs. Dash. This is going to add a little bit of onion flavor without having onions here. I enjoy using Mrs. Dash for the flatbread pizza. Like I said, it's salt-free. You know, the pesto already has sodium in it, and so does the cheese, and definitely the smoked salmon, so I don't need to add more salt with salt. So that's why I use Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash adds a little extra flavor. And finally, we have Walmart fat-free shredded mozzarella cheese. Now, just because it says fat-free don't mean it's really fat-free. Remember, what actually creates fat around the body is excess calories. If you're not burning what you intake, it gets stored as fat, period. But having fat-free cheese, you know, cuts out a number of the calories out of the pizza itself. And I absolutely love using this here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply all the ingredients here in just a second. All right, guys, just put everything together. Now, normally I would put a little bit of spinach on here, but I ain't got no damn spinach. But, you know, I sprayed down the aluminum foil with a little bit of Pam butter cooking spray, so that way the flatbread pizza wouldn't stick. You know, like I said, you don't have to slosh anything on. You ain't got to pile up cheese or anything like that. Just put what you want up here. You can't screw this up whatsoever. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put it in.
This is what I had at the time about 6 years ago.
My oven. Got to actually clean it out there after this meal itself. We're going to put it in my automatic air fryer. I'm going to put it on bake. And this is going to cook very fast. It's only going to take about 4 minutes. Once we do that, we'll take the flatbread pizza out and we'll add the salmon. All right, guys, 4 minutes later, the flatbread pizza's done. And the reason why I like having flatbread pizza this way is because it actually fits on a plate. I don't have to go and cross edges and do all other sorts of stuff or just eat out of a box or anything like that. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of salmon. All right, there you have it there. You know, I broke up the salmon and put it on the flatbread itself. And the thing about it is, like I said, you don't need to cook it because, you know, smoked salmon is pretty much naturally warm even if you keep it cool. So once it hits the hot pizza, it's just going to heat itself up pretty much.
Now, folks, that's just one. But you know what? I forgot. I'm going to show you guys how to make a proper omelet. Y'all seen Jason Genova's omelet, but you never seen the Great One's omelet. Y'all check this out, folks. We got time.
What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Monday afternoon. Just getting a little bit of work done, and I thought I'd show you guys how I make my egg whites for the entire week.
I don't worry about it melting there, KCB. It just needs to congeal, basically.
It's a quite simple recipe. It's nothing fancy or anything like that. So what I start with first is Mrs. Dash garlic and herbs.
And look at my pan, folks. Do you notice that it ain't cracking or anything like that? That's because I use what's called professional cookware.
Salt free. This here will be the cooking spray that I'll use in my professional pan. And I love these pans because you can take off the rubber part of the pan. You can stick it in the oven. Of course, I have some Simply Nature organic baby spinach. And of course, the star of the show, the liquid egg whites from Sam's Club. great value. You know, and I get these in a carton. They're sold at Sam's Club in a box of 6. Usually for the week, I'll take 2 cartons, and that'll make a couple of meals. But the first thing I'm going to start with is, of course, the spinach. Now, because this is going to be a scrambled mix there, you know, I have to break up the spinach first. I still keep the stems in it there because it just adds a little hardiness. This is not an omelet that I make. I make pretty much a scrambled spinach and egg mixture. And that's about the best way I can describe it. Scrambled eggs with spinach and garlic and herb seasoning.
That's the microwave I just recently replaced. I had that microwave for... I brought that from my old apartment, so that thing was about 9 years old there when I got rid of it.
So I'm going to get started. I'm going to break up this spinach, and then we'll go on to the next part. Alright guys, the spinach is now broken down. You don't have to break it so much or anything like that, but that's really just the hardest part of this egg scramble. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to spray the pan, and then we are going to hit the heat. You'll want to put this on sort of like medium-high for just a little bit until the pan gets all nice and warm. And then we will get the eggs in it once it is nice and hot. Alright, so now the pan is pretty hot, so you don't really throw in the eggs first. You actually throw in the spinach, or at least I like to do that. So let's go ahead and get the spinach. And the reason being is that I want this to wilt up a little bit, you know. Makes it a lot easier to put the rest in as far as the eggs are concerned. So we'll just let that sit there for a bit. A lot of people will put it in afterwards. Me personally, I like it. Because it just simply gives a much better coating there. So, all right, I'll just wait until this cooks down a little bit, and then we're going to add the eggs. All right, so now that we got the spinach cooked down, I really should have chopped it up a little bit more, but oh well. Still going to turn out to be a good scramble. So now we're going to add the egg whites. That's 1. And 2. Ooh, look at that. All right. Then we're going to add just a little bit of Mrs. Dash's seasoning. So now all we have to do is wait. I'm going to stir it a little bit. And as this cooks, it'll start clumping up, so I got to make sure that I keep it turned pretty well. I like mine a little bit scorched, but not too much. I just generally make a simple scramble, you know, nothing fancy or anything like that, but we'll just wait until that cooks down. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up the kitchen. And one good thing about this recipe is because it takes a few minutes, gives me opportunity to clean off the kitchen, put dishes away and everything like that. So we'll be back when it starts cooking down. Alright guys, as you can tell, it's beginning to take its natural form. You know, the eggs are beginning to cook just nicely. I mean, just look at that color from the spinach there. It's just smells really good every time I make this. It's, like I said, it's a quick and easy recipe, you know, and just plate it up there for the most part. You know, I got like 4 or 5 meals for the week, you know. So I'm just going to let this finish cooking. Be sure to use a spatula when turning this. Don't use any metal objects, otherwise you're going to scratch the pan. Now I use professional cookware, but even with that being said, I'm still going to use a spatula. You know, just so I don't need this, that way I don't scratch anything. So I'm just gonna finish cooking this up. All right, and the eggs are now done. They are completed. I've got the heat off, so I'm just gonna keep turning and breaking it up. But like I said, this always smells awesome when it comes out. You can smell the herbs and, you know, the spinach. You know, I only use fresh spinach. So it gives off a good aroma. So the only thing left to do is just get it plated up. All right, guys, everything is now all put in the trays. I'm going to put the tops on them in a little bit as soon as I add my secret ingredient, salsa picante. So I'm just going to put some here. Oh yeah, you don't need much, just a little bit. A dab will do it. And finally, I like mine with a lot of salsa picante. Sometimes I'll even put more on there afterwards. So, and that's it. It's all done. My egg and spinach scramble with a little salsa picante at the very end. And the reason why I put the salsa on there is because I like convenience. You can simply take this, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I'm done. That's it. Bingo. I can get back to work and doing things. But that's all I got today, people. Like
I said, I got a lot of cooking stuff up here, so I think it's 9:49. We got time for one more. One more, yeah. Let's see, should I do the turkey chili? Oh, let me do the actual omelet. Or I can do... No, we'll do this one. Actually...
What's going on, everybody? Vince.
Let's do both, folks. I'll do the omelet last, and then we'll start with regular videos. Let's do my ketogenic flank steak fajita.
What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Thursday evening, sitting. Great flank steak. You want to make sure you have a little bit of marbling in it. You don't want to take that all out completely because not only is the fat is what gives it the flavor, but on a ketogenic diet, you know, you do need those extra calories there. So it's not really going to make much difference. Being on a ketogenic diet, you know, a little fat ain't going to hurt one bit. And in fact, it actually...
By the way, folks, this is at a time where I was still trying to compete and stuff, but like I said, my testosterone failed, so...
actually helps out.
If I compete again, these are some of the meals I usually make, though.
Ironically enough, in fat-burning properties here. But in terms of cooking purposes here, you know, I always like to trim a little bit of fat off of it, which I'm going to cut up in just a minute here. But you don't want to take too much off there. So next thing I'm going to show you here is...
Now, if you notice the price, $15, you know that stuff is gone.
You know, as you know, you've cut up a couple vegetables. You know, I have green peppers, white onions, and some tomatoes, of course, here. You've already seen that before. Now, if you guys are wondering about the Taco Bell seasoning, I do not use that with flank steak seasoning. I only use salsa picante sauce here. I use salt, or excuse me, that was this is actually pepper, little sea salt for flavor, and this here is the Grill Master Spray, and I'm going to use this with my good old-fashioned teppanyaki grill. And as you can see, this has been used a lot, though. I mostly use this for Asian dishes, but this is perfect for flank steak. You know, you get that nice grill flavor, flat top with a lot of high heat up there. It just cooks everything out really awesome there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and chop up the flank steak, and we're going to get started. Alright guys, I've got all of the flank steak chopped up. I got the salt and pepper on there. You know, as far as cutting it up there, I actually use scissors in order to cut up the flank steak. I just find it's a lot easier. You know, I've done it by knife before, which is fine, but you know, the scissors work a lot better. You know, after I finished salting, seasoning the meat, you know, I've had it sitting out here for about 10 minutes, and the purpose of that is so the meat gets to room temperature, and it makes it a lot easier to cook there, because you don't want it stone cold out of the refrigerator. So the next step,
Not like Jason Genova to where he keeps it frozen.
we're going to do is we're going to get the pan nice and hot. Alright guys, the pan is getting hot. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little bit of that Grill Master seasoning, and the purpose of me using that is just to ensure that that nothing actually sticks, but I also don't want to put so much up there, because whenever I put the flank steak on, you know, I want to make sure I get that nice good char, you know, especially on the flat top. And this is why I enjoy using a teppanyaki grill when it comes to making flank steak fajitas, is because it's going to be really good in putting that char up there. So once this pan heats up to appropriate temperature, I'm going to start putting in some flank steak. Ah, will you look at that here. You know, now I got the flank steak on the grill, and everything is just coming up just nice. Basically, you know, I'm going to I put it all on the top of the grill. It really doesn't make a difference here. It's going to sit up there for at least 10 minutes here until I get a nice good char on it there. And then I'm going to start flipping these over. Once I do that, that's when we're going to add the vegetables here. So I'll be right back once I flip everything over. Alright guys, as you can see, the meat's coming along just nicely. There's still a little bit of pink left, but as you can tell, it's getting charred in just nice. So the next thing we're going to do is, like before, we're going to go ahead and add the vegetables. Yes, sir, and we're just going to mix that all in. And my gosh, if you can just smell this from here, I mean, it smells awesome. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Oh, just a little bit popped up there, so that's okay. Part of cooking is, you know, a little bit of burns here and there, so. Does that not look good, folks? Look at that fajita. It's all coming together. Nice, good old char. And now we're going to go and add the last thing here, the salsa picante. So I'm getting it out right now. All right. just going to stir that around, folks. Like I said, it doesn't take too long for the vegetables to get cooked up or anything. But like I said, I don't want to do too much on the vegetables because just like before with the steak fajitas, you know, I don't want any of this to wilt. Now, when you cook flank steak on a teppanyaki grill, there's a lot of water and stuff that's going to be in place, which I actually use paper towels. But I do also want to touch base on the fat on the flank steak there. A lot of guys, you know, they go a little bit too lean, and they go so lean that the body, when you have fat in your meals there, just a little bit, not too much there, you know, that keeps your body from going into starvation mode. You're still at a low calorie, you're still at a caloric deficit, caloric deficit. However, when you have a sufficient amount of fat that's in the meal, it is going to be a ketogenic diet there. It just prevents your body from going into starvation mode there. So that's why it's always important to have a little bit of fat in your meals here. It's also important why, you know, I take omega-3 fatty acids here as well. Not only that, it just keeps your body in check. After all, fat is essential for the body. You don't want too much safety fat, but at the same time, you do need some in the body. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because we're pretty much done. And we're going to get everything plated. Alright guys, that is it. You know, flank steak fajitas. You know, I'll get out the usual carb cutter tortillas, but you know, I just want y'all guys to see just the color on it there. You know, and just how, and believe me, if you guys are here, this smells and tastes fucking awesome. But this is how I make my flank steak fajitas.
Let's do the omelet one there, and then we'll start regular videos. Like I said, folks, Ryan, I got a lot of cooking videos on here. It's just, I should do more. And let's go to the, not that one. Then I got some taste testing, and then I got the shrimp fajitas right here. But we're going to do the proper way of doing omelets.
What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Saturday evening, and I'm just here at the house watching Death in Paradise on PBS, and I'm about to make some delicious egg white omelets for the next couple of days. But the first thing I want to start with, and this is specifically for Mr. Jason Genova, I want you to take a look at this here. This is a spice rack, a very expensive one from Macy's. This is what I use for adding ingredients on them. As you could tell, there are different spices for different reasons. But the one thing I want you to understand is you don't need to use every single one of these spices in order to cook one meal. Some you'll need, others you won't. So it's very important for you to get a spice rack instead of having all that garbage all around your house there. But at the same time, if you decide to get a spice rack, use it properly.
Well, that's because I'm using professional cooking and I know how to cook.
That's all I got to say on this subject. Now let's get to the food. All right, guys, about ready to cook, but I wanted to show you guys the ingredients. And as you could tell, yes, that is fajita mix. That's going to be the first egg white I'm going to fix. I was originally going to use it for some steak fajitas, but I actually bought too much. And since the expiration date on it is in a couple of days, I want to make sure I cook this while it's fresh. Now down below is a little bit of goat cheese. Goat cheese adds a nice creamy flavor to the egg white omelets. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of that. Then, of course, you got the egg whites. I buy mine from Sam's Club, in cartons of 6. I'll use about a half of this carton in order to make the egg white, which is sufficient. And then, of course, I have salt and pepper. Now, I'm not going to use anything from the spice rack because on the spice rack it has rock salt and white pepper. And quite frankly, in order to make an omelet, all you need is regular salt and pepper. So these are the ingredients to make the egg white omelet. Not 12, not 15 spices, but that's all you need. You need 2 spices, salt and pepper, period. So let's get on to getting everything together. All right, guys, everything is all mixed up. I have the salt and pepper into the egg white omelets, and I have the goat cheese mixed with the peppers. And the reason why I mixed them together in advance, including the peppers and the goat cheese, is it makes it a lot easier. So when it comes time for me to put the ingredients in, I'm not fumbling around all the time there with any of my ingredients. It's very important that you prepare everything in advance before you actually start cooking, especially for omelets or any other meal. Don't just go and turn on your frying pan without getting prepared. As we used to say in the Boy Scouts, be prepared. Now, there's one other ingredient that I forgot to mention, and that was Bertolli extra virgin olive oil. Now, whether it's an actual virgin or not, I'm not for sure. I'm not sure if it's been on Tinder or Grindr or any other site, but we're going to use a tablespoon of olive oil for the pan to ensure that the omelet doesn't stick. So let's go ahead and start the frying pan. Make sure the pan is hot with a slight hint of smoke coming from it there. That's to ensure that the pan is hot because you want a hot pan in order to cook the omelet. So let's get rocking and rolling. All right, guys, the omelet is getting there. Now, you want to make sure that all the juices are all cooked. So what you want to do is take a spatula such as this here, and you'll just push under here in order to get the juices to flow under there. So that way everything cooks, and that way you have a more solid omelet. So this is just about done here. So I'm going to get back to this here. All right, so now that we got all the ingredients in, there's only one step to do, and that is just to simply flip the omelet over the half, over on the other half, scoop the omelet to the middle of the pan, and then put the top on it there. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now, but looks like I got more than enough onions and peppers on it there because I used the entire box, but that's perfectly fine. Veggies are really good for your health. All right, there you go. It's got a nice crispy brown color to it there. So what we're going to do is going to now put the top on it there. And the reason why I like putting the top is that's to ensure that all of the goat cheese melts. And we're only going to keep it for a minute, but we're going to take it off the heat and just let it finish from there. And this omelet is super packed, but that's perfectly fine. That goat cheese is going to coagulate and once it melts, it's going to stick everything together. So I'll check in on it in just a minute. All right, so now this omelet is complete. I went ahead and got it into the pan. Now, may not look too good, but man, this thing really tastes good. The goat cheese is all nice and creamy as I wanted it to.
I always chop it up at the end in order to put everything in the...
So I'll stick this in the refrigerator. Once you take it out in the morning, put it on 2 minutes. It's good as gravy in the microwave. You can I'll put some salsa picante on it, and it's a very delicious meal. So the next thing I'm going to make is my other type omelet. All right, guys, that was a Mexican onion egg white omelet. Not something that I most commonly use, but I was just using ingredients that was set to expire, and I don't like wasting food. So we're going to go on to making my regular everyday omelet.
Vince, would you move to Spain to be Dorian Yates' personal live-in chef? Thanks, Pugman. Folded hands emoji.
Quick pump with a $5 donation. I didn't know. I thought Dorian was in the UK, but I guess he's in Spain. I would be honored to be his personal chef there for Dorian Yates. I mean, I could, but it would just be for the learning purposes. I mean, the wealth of knowledge Dorian has, and hopefully the opportunity to train with him. I mean, that would be pretty cool. But thanks again for the donation, and yes, thank Pugman.
So what I use is some broken up asparagus, usually leftovers from my other bodybuilding prep meals. Goat cheese, egg white, salt, pepper, olive oil for the pan, and this here, fresh cilantro salsa. Bitch! This stuff is awesome. It's inexpensive. You can get it at Sam's Club, and you get plenty of it. And, using cilantro salsa, you can make a lot of excellent ingredients with this, and it's very healthy, very good for you. So I'm going to skip the entire cooking portion. I just want to show you the ingredients. As usual, everything is going to be mixed together. So the only thing I'm going to show this time is just the finished product. All right, guys, and the omelet is done. I'll have this with a little bit of fat-free sour cream instead of salsa picante. Because it already has that cilantro salsa in it there. Like I said, it doesn't look pretty because, I'm fixing this for my personal health. So I'm not working at a restaurant. I could have added some potato flakes. I could have actually added an actual egg into it there. And that would have held the egg white omelet together better. But, I wanted solid ingredients. Simple egg white, a little bit of olive oil, and that's it, just basic ingredients. I mean, the whole importance is to get in shape, get shredded, and take care of your personal business. So I'm going to go ahead and pack this up, put it in the fridge. Same as the other omelet. Just throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes and you're good to go. And while the omelet was cooking, I took the time to put away all of my stuff that I use. So minimum mess at all, as you could tell by the counter. Not much mess, because it's already been cleaned off. But that's all for today, people. If you like this channel, well, God damn it, you love this channel. Like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. More recipes will be coming up.
Oh yeah, folks. Oh yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. And I'll leave the rest here. Now, like I said, folks, I do have other things.
Things, and I apologize for the mess, but whenever you're filming and cooking it, I have a third one, and I actually have the remaining shrimp in the pan cooking.
But yeah, I got a lot of recipes. I got a lot of cooking videos on my channel, so just be sure to check that out. Let's go ahead and start with the regular videos. Like I said, my channel has a lot of content. All you got to do is use that search button, and you shall find what you need. If it ain't there, if I ain't got it, you don't need it. Does that make sense? Let's see what we got first. If this thing pulls up.
For fraudulent use of stolen credit cards totaling over $5,000 in food deliveries, this court sentences you to 4 months in county jail.
Man, 4 months? Look, my food stamps ain't coming in like they used to. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I just need to eat. DoorDash was the only way. I ain't had no money.
Please. For fraudulent use.
Definitely is AI. That's for sure. AI's came a long way. Oh yeah, I don't shop too much at Harris Teeter anymore. I went there 2 weeks ago. But my meal prep is a little bit different because food prices have gotten really high. So like I said, I prep a little bit differently. Use less expensive ingredients because that's where we're at. I mean, you saw the flank steak was like $15. Now it's pretty much doubled and tripled in price there, literally. So it is kind of messed up. But it is what it is. What it's going to be is what it's going to be. That, and I'm not working at Verizon anymore. There's no sound to this, by the way. I guess there is. I thought I seen that there's a video with Kevin Lavroni in it there, but it doesn't have any sound, but
Double bicep.
This one isn't it. Let's see if I can make this clearer.
That's great. Side chest.
Just perfect right there.
That's great. Abdominal and thigh. Thank you, Kevin Lebroni.
Did you see Lamar drink the $5,000 Glenglasser?
Quick Pump with a $2 donation. No, I didn't see him drink that. Pretty expensive stuff there. I wonder who paid for it, though. That'd be interesting there, so. But again, thanks for the donation, Quick Pump. Definitely appreciate that. Okay, Pugman, we'll check that out next. I'd be interested to see that there.
Quarter turn to the right.
Rest in peace, my good man, Vince Taylor.
Paul, relax your right arm, please. Kevin, your right arm. Thank you. Alec, your right arm, put it at your side. Thank you. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right.
Vince Taylor coming in hard.
Quarter turn facing front.
Man, why can't physiques look like this today?
Back in line, please. Competitors 11 through 14.
Here comes Lee Priest. Nasser.
Front double bicep. Let's break.
I mean, any of these guys with the level of competition in the Mr. Olympia, any of these guys could simply annihilate these people.
Side chest. Rear double bicep.
And this is a small Grand Prix show, too.
Leg spread. Side tricep. Abdominal and thigh. Thank you. Back in line, please.
John Ray, Chris Dickerson, 80s, Frank Zane, 70s, as well as, of course, naturally, Mike Metzer. I mean, all great physiques, you know, and stuff. Great personalities and everything. You know, you got Bob Ciccarello. I mean, at this around time, late 90s, 2000s, that's when I started going to expos and doing a little work up there. So, you know, you meet these guys and stuff like that. Kevin's down to earth and everything. Don Long obviously is an asshole, and so is Flex Wheeler, you know, and stuff. Well, he's still, I mean, 5'4", 5'5", it's still about the same when you look on that.
Competitor number 3, Nessa El Sunbate. And the winner, competitor number 7, Kevin Levrone.
I mean, it wasn't just a stacked lineup or anything. That's Jean-Pierre Fuchs. It wasn't just a stacked lineup. It's just that everybody was just in freaking shape there, you know. I mean, everyone looked good in that era, you know. Oh, boy. Nasser always looked freaky. I mean, but here's the thing. If you ever saw him at one of the expos, straight up monster. You know, one of the biggest guys I surprisingly met was John Cena. Now, John Cena in person, folks, is humongous. I mean, I kid you not, he's huge. I do want to show one picture if I could find it here. It's one with me and Lee Haney in it. Which I should be coming up to in just a minute. Craig Titus, look. Man, I feel sorry for Craig sometimes, but at the same time, he did burn a woman out in the desert and everything. Like I said, folks, wow. I have to stem all the way back here. This is messed up. You know, I should start organizing my pictures a little bit better. Where is it at? Where is it at? That wasn't just a rivalry. Those two really, really hated each other. I will just say, I've never seen a level of hatred ever, but I mean, other than Craig Titus and King Kamali. And you have to put Bob Ciccarello in there. Now, what really pissed Craig Titus off there is, and I'm going to give you this little story here, and this is in flex. So, one time, King Kamali and Bob Ciccarello just happened to be at the Weeder headquarters, and they went into one of their teaching rooms, and they got on a chalkboard and started drawing Craig Titus there with a big belly out, and they put up their Myrtle the Turtle up there. And I guess someone decided to take a picture of it, though, and then they just put it right in Flex Magazine, and that's what really, I think that's what really pissed off Craig Titus with him and Ciccarello to begin with. But at the end of the day, you pretty much know who won that whole situation there. I'll have to find it later. I do not know where the picture is. That is odd. Oh, wait a minute. I just walked past it here. That's a picture of me and Lee Haney. Hold on. That's me and Lee Haney right here. That was quite a number of years ago, actually. Because like I said, folks, I am a pretty big guy. No joke about that. That's if you want to see how big, I mean, my actual size, basically. It's in an old Flex magazine shop there, basically. Why do I keep saying basically for? But that's the actual picture. And I wasn't trying to out-angle him, by the way. That's just the way the picture came out, in other words. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, folks. You know, a lot of people think I'm kind of small, but once I go to the expos, they realize, I mean, a lot of people come up to me, it's like, I thought you were a lot smaller there. I mean, but you got to remember, folks, I was a bodybuilder, so obviously I'm going to have some size on me there, so. I'll be right back. Got to take a piss here, so hang tight. I look like the guy from the Green Mile. I mean, I'm a big guy there, you know. I mean, I can't do. I don't know why people are kind of surprised there. So, like I said, even Dave Palumbo, when he met me, he was surprised at, you know, how big I am. You know. That's why they say Big Vince. Yeah, buddy. Like I said before, it's always important to train those forearms there, so. But yeah, if you guys ever meet me, you know, I mean, that's. But I am a lot leaner now, as you guys can tell, but I still pack on the same amount of size that I've always done here. So we're going to play Pugman's video. Let's see what we got here. 1242. I wonder who paid for this stuff anyway.
You ever tried it? Yeah. All right, well, let's try it. Wow, that's smooth as a fuck. Wow, that's smooth as shit. That's smooth as a motherfucker. That's probably more smooth than that's more smooth than a 21 year. Wow. That's almost like water. Wow. Wow. That's like water. I barely even tasted that. Wow. That's like water. Holy fuck. Wow. Wow. Holy fucking shit. You will get drunk as fuck off of this. You wouldn't even know it either. Like, wow. That's top-notch spirits. Wow. 5 out of 5. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Not even because only because I paid so fucking much. But yeah, like this is perfect. This is almost like water, bro.
He paid $5,000 for that? Man. That is a lot of money.
Wow.
Let me get a close-up of
Wow. 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 Holy fucking shit. Wow.
I mean, if it's $5,000, yeah, it better be smooth.
Oh my god, this is like water. Wow. 46 years. "46 years, wow. I just took one sip for me to tell the difference. I'm like, yeah, this is the shit. This is the pinnacle of whiskey. Wow, this is the best scotch I've ever had.
Like I said, it better be
Wow.
for $5,000. Shut up,
Holy
Raw.
fucking shit. It says 50 years now. Yeah, it is. It is 50 years. But still, Pug, this is amazing, nigga. Like, wow. I don't taste anything. Wow. That's up there with the Lafroy. Lafroy kind of tastes like this, but it still has a little bit of stank to it. This has no stank to it. This is like damn near cured. Wow, you notice the difference? Of course, yes. I can definitely tell the difference. I've had a lot of scotch in my time, Pug. This is the best I've ever had. I've had something close. Not super close to this, but close. Like, yeah, this is top-notch shit. I ain't gonna lie, this is top-notch shit. Wow, bro. When I say it's worth $5,000,
No.
Yeah. I'd say yeah.
Here's my whole thing on that. I will tell you right now, $5,000 is way too much for scotch, no matter how good it is. That is a lot of money. But it's actually a little over 5,000. This would, just to show you guys what bottle it is, I'm sure it's this one. Yes, I'm over 21. I'm double the age of 21, you fucking asshole. Why does these sites always do that? But that's what he got right there. The 1975 brand. It's sort of like, for me, you know, you got to... For me itself there, I'll still stick with my Duncan Taylor. The most I will spend for scotch is about $100. For cognac, my ABK6 works perfectly fine. It's sort of like, you know, watches, for example. And I mention watches because for that amount of money, I can get me a nice Rolex Day Date for $5,000. Used, but, you know, it would hold a lot more value than whiskey. But even with that being said, the most I ever spent on a watch, sadly, is $900 for replacement of my Movano watch because the model had went exponentially up from when I bought the original one. But I won't. I mean, but ultimately, I won't spend over $200 for a watch. In general, the first Movano watch I had, I only spent $179. I got a great deal on it at Sam's Club. But yeah, that is way too much for. That's way too much. I can't bring myself to spend that much kind of money for it. But, you know, that's just me. You know, you gotta. The thing about it is, drinking that, you know, you're experiencing life there. You know, if you want to get something, then get it. Damn it, you know. There are things I spend money on that other people simply wouldn't spend money on. And I mean, that's the thing. Lamar earned his money. He works hard for it. And he's free to do whatever he wants to do with it. Same with you guys, you know. And no, Raw, don't say PM, just PMing. I know plenty of white people. I know a lot of sun dodgers. And yes, I know a lot of spooks that will go and buy stuff like that. Now, a white man may not buy that Scotch bottle, but I've seen some of them who have already maxed out all their credit cards and stuff like that. They'll go out and spend $10,000 on some golf clubs. I had a friend of mine that did that. Maxed out all his cards. And one day he'll walk up there and I'm like, those are some... how in the world did you... He just... I don't know where he got the money from. But he's literally maxed out on everything. Nowadays, he lives in a RV park, actually. So he lost his house, his cars, and everything like that. You know, trying to keep up with the Joneses. But remember, when you try to keep up with the Joneses, their cards are maxed out. And eventually... everything catches up with you. You know, jobs change and stuff like that. And I realized that even when I was making, with my businesses going well and working at Verizon and making over $100,000, I knew that those times were not going to last, and they definitely aren't now. So,
listen,
my annual salary per year working where I'm working at is $32,000. I make literally half of what I used to make, and business is bad too. So, like I said, you have ups and downs in life, and this is the downside in life right now. But we're gonna change that.
Angelo's Pizza, Clifton, New Jersey, the best pizza in the world. Check, I'm gonna go get a slice. Check out, let's go get a slice. And I'm gonna get a soda.
Well, go get you a soda.
Angelo here? Just left. Just left? Yeah. I'm gonna get a regular slice. Yeah, monster. You want a slice one?
Yes, please.
One. Maybe two, plain?
Yeah, and then a snap one.
Let's get it.
Snap one.
I guess that's his kid holding up.
So, gotta get the slice. I already ate a buttered bagel with toast and jelly this morning, so my diet already messed up for the day. So we come right here, we get the soda. Let's get the soda. Soda, I got the Dr. Pepper.
Sorry.
I got the Dr. Pepper joint.
I got me peach tea.
How much? Card. Snapple and Dr. Pepper. Nah, I don't need those. Got the Parmesan, I appreciate you. Parmesan cheese. Check out the Parmesan cheese. Let me go wash my hands real quick. Go wash my hands real quick. Somebody in there.
Oh boy. I almost guarantee he's gonna add salt and pepper to the pizza.
Somebody in the bathroom?
It's like yes, but yeah.
Go get the slice for me. Go wash my hands real quick.
Actually, Sean G's older than I am, and I don't dress that type of. I mean, I definitely don't dress that way. He's up there always trying to promote his shitty clothing wear and stuff. I mean, and if someone wants to buy it, more power to them.
What's up, man?
Yeah, thank you.
That is the sorriest slice of pizza I've ever seen.
So let me get the Parmesan cheese. Put some Parmesan cheese on there. And you gotta put the salt on there. Look at the salt right there.
What I tell you, folks?
Yo,
You always put
salt.
salt on this food.
Parmesan cheese.
Why would you
Sal,
put
put some
salt
cheese
on
on that
salt?
motherfucker, man. Sal, put some cheese on that motherfucker, man. Look at the black pepper joint. Look at the black pepper joint. The dope black pepper. And we get our napkins. Right? So we come out. You got a straw, man? You get the straw. So you open up your soda. Open up your soda while you're in the store. Get your straw. Look at how I open my straw. Boom. Break the straw like that. Put that in there like that. Come on, son. So you come out right here. Then you come outside with your slice. You come outside. Come outside with your slice. Put your soda right there. This is how you eat a slice in Jersey. Your soda right there is good. So then you come, you fold that joint. Look how I folded. Look how I folded better than you.
That's garbage pizza.
Throw the plate away. You don't need the plate. You gotta watch, make sure no juice drip down there. And then when you got fresh gear on like this, you stand like this. You buy it like that. And you hold it right here. You just hold the slice out here like that. Come on this side, because the sun over here. Come on, pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it don't fall on the hoodie. Bang. Right? Then you gotta make sure your mouth clean, because the honey might come through. You got pizza and shit all on your mouth that's no good. It's no good. Look at how
I don't think
I
you gotta
hold
worry
slice
about any
away
honeys, pal.
from my
You
gear.
don't have to worry about being
Look how I hold the slice. And if you want to be cool, you do this. Do that right there. You look down there, then you look over there. You look over there, you look everywhere. You just be looking. You don't be looking nowhere in particular, you just be looking around.
Well, of course, there we have to watch it. You want to know why? I want you guys to know the difference between my
That's how you
behavior
get a
and
slice.
his behavior.
Angelo's Pizza, cooked in New Jersey, podcast and show. It don't never stop. The last time I did it with that foot, this time I'm gonna go with this foot right here. Check me out. Like that. The pizza is away from the gear. Hold it out here. No plate. When you come over, the soda right here. Put the soda right there. Soda cool. Jersey pizza better than Chicago.
Better than nothing. That is garbage pizza. I mean, did you guys even see that pizza? I mean, it just looked pretty bad, folks. That is the sorriest slice of pizza I've ever seen. He didn't get no toppings, and he put salt on it. I mean, there's already so much sodium in pizza. You don't need to add salt to it.
Number 1, Will Smith.
Gay.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Fucked up. That's 2 words. Bitch. No.
Broke ass nigga. Man, she lying to me.
I take tips. Man, I take tips like a mother. This ain't no real person. This is not a real human. This is an artificial intelligent robot, and y'all done blew her jaws and her neck up.
Would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Was that Gorlak the Destroyer?
Man, give me $500,000. Fuck Jay-Z. Yeah, man. Yeah, nigga, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want to. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000?
My question to you guys is, Mr. White, what would be the first meal that you would feed me?
Salad.
A salad.
Don't you need, baby?
Number 1, Will Smith.
Oh. You know, he's been knocked out a couple of times for his behavior. Chaberos, I mean, they reheat pizza. I mean, their pizza's expensive, but they reheat it. I mean, I'm not saying it ain't good or anything. It's good pizza. But, you know, they could put a little bit more work into it. Exactly, Raw. You're exactly right. It's just another hole-in-the-wall pizza joint. Got the New York Drippy. He has 187,000 subscribers, and that's good. But, you know, so does Brett. He has 100,000 subscribers. Just because you have a lot of subscribers doesn't mean you should, you know.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and one of the highlights from this weekend's Romania Pro was the classic physique category winner, Josema, who, by the way, was top 4 at the Classic Physique Olympia this year. Now, a lot of people are... All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and one of the highlights from this weekend's Romania Pro was the Classic Physique category winner, Josema, who, by the way, was top 4 at the Classic Physique Olympia this year. Now, a lot of people are highlighting the conditioning that Josema brought to this Romania show and comparing it to open bodybuilding, comparing it to other Classic Physique guys. I've even seen other Classic Physique pros commenting on the videos of Josema from this weekend and saying this is just another level of what we've seen brought conditioning-wise in Classic. And there's absolutely no denying he is peeled out of his mind. Detailed, grainy, just absolutely ripped. And something that I think a lot of people feel, myself included, is lacking from open bodybuilding. And again...
But his shape is horrible.
This is Classic Physique. And
clearly he's putting some stuff in his arms there, you know. It just looks off. It doesn't look right.
This level of condition should be commended because there's very few guys at the elite level, even at the Open Olympia, that bring condition like this. This is as gnarly as it looks on video. And this is why so many people love Josema, because he just brings something that not a lot of people are even capable of bringing, regardless of their division. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more.
I mean, he has a great physique there, but there's just something off about it, you know. They got dopest slice. They got a dopest slice. God. And of course.
Nigga, like, fuck is you talking about? Like, nigga,
Hey.
fuck and I'm gonna get fucked up. Like, fuck is you talking about? Stay over there. Yeah! She's not speaking for you. You got a bum ass A-boy jacket that came out in 1990. Bro! You got a fucking... Bro, that's first. Take me to love. That's make you do... That's this all. Get your money out. I'm done. I'm just done. Get your money up. Alright? Alright? You want to know how shoes I got on like a Steve Madden for? Alright?
Nobody wants Steve Madden no more.
What the fuck? Stop Steve Madden. You can see now. You can see me. What is you talking about?
You petty as hell. You can't even afford this phone. Nobody wants you. What you doing that for? I don't do when you get mine.
You sound stupid.
Fucking dirty, bitch.
You sound... You know me?
Yeah, we gotta do that again, folks. It has been 8 years.
What you doing that for? I don't do when you get mine.
You sound stupid.
Fucking dirty, bitch.
You know me?
One more time.
I don't do when you get mine.
You sound stupid.
Fucking dirty, bitch.
You know me?
Who this palm? Hold on.
You know me?
That ain't the hand of God. That's the Buddhist palm right there.
Oh, shit! Relax. Oh, my God.
He spent a lot of time in jail too, so.
Live from Studio 2A in Pix Plaza, this is the Pix
When you slap someone so hard you end up on the news, that
11 News at 5.
All right, it is a video that has been watched now over 5 million times on YouTube. Tonight, the guy that threw that thunderous slap is telling us his side of the story. Welcome back on this Thursday night to the Pix 11 News at 5. I'm Tamsin Fidel.
And I'm John Muller. It is a subway brawl where a man is berated and attacked by several women. The fight all over his jacket. Well, tonight.
No, he wasn't attacked by 7 women. He was attacked by 7 niggers. Straight up nappy-headed hoes is what he was attacked by. So obviously they can't get it right. Goddamn sun dodgers and shit. Anyway, let's hear what these glacier monkeys have to say.
Tonight, he regrets losing his temper. Pix 11's Andrew Ramos spoke to the man who police say was acting in self-defense. He is live in the studio with more on what he had to say. Andrew.
Good evening, guys. Now, the Manhattan District Attorney has indeed dropped the charges against Jorge Peña for his part in that now viral subway fight. The man known online as 8-Ball Jacket Guy was cleared after officials saw the YouTube video that we all saw where he slapped his attacker after he was struck himself. Jorge now says he's sorry, but had no choice.
Just watch your step.
Sporting the 8-ball jacket that has gained him notoriety on the street and online, Jorge Peña faced reporters to tell his side of the story on the subway brawl that has thrusted him in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons.
I can never want to train anymore. I love my jacket. I cannot wear this jacket anymore.
The Bronx man broke down in tears, explaining all he wanted to do was go home early Saturday to his girlfriend and child when he crossed paths with rowdy subway riders who relentlessly bullied him on the F train, calling him out for his attire, then striking him with the heel of a stiletto.
I don't have no choice. She don't let me no choice. I have to do what I did. You know, I'm trying to defend myself. I'm afraid that she bumped my eye, she make me blind or something.
The 6'6" Peña admitted he had never slapped anyone before, acknowledging his size and strength.
You know, I have big hands. I'm afraid to, if I slap or hit anybody, no, I'm not a man of problems. It makes me feel bad. You understand how the girls are gonna look me on the street? Like, yeah, this is the man who has slapped the girl.
The 25-year-old who suffered lacerations to his face and head spent 4 nights behind bars. His attackers, who have been identified as 21-year-old Danae Howard and 20-year-old Shanique Campbell, were among those also arrested in the melee. Peña was eventually released and cleared of all charges, something his attorneys are crediting to the now infamous video.
I think if there wasn't a video in this case, Mr. Peña would have went to court for probably a year before something substantial happened, whether that was a dismissal or a trial.
Peña, a native of the Dominican Republic who came to the United States as a pro baseball prospect for the Oakland A's, says he never wanted this type of attention.
I work hard for my family. I take care of my family. I just want to be a regular person.
Now, an investigation is now underway as to why Peña spent 4 nights in jail being held on a misdemeanor charge, while his aggressor, Danae Howard, who struck him with a 6-inch heel stiletto, was charged with a felony, yet she was released before a judge. Guys, back to you.
I think we're all looking at it so differently now because initially when we
When
saw
it
that
first
slap,
came
it was
out, you thought this guy was a
horrifying.
horrible bully.
Yeah,
but you see the
absolutely.
tape in its entirety, you realize he was being bullied. And,
Yep.
you know, you just-
And that gash.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, buddy, that's the first time he slapped someone. He made it count. That was that's the Buddhist palm right there. Y'all could call it the hand of God. You know, I can't take the Lord's name in vain, so that's why I'm using the Buddhist palm. Excellent use of it there. Excellent. He probably didn't have any money to bail himself out, though. That's probably why he was still in there for 4 days.
Pretty upset 3 days post-op, but I'll try to make it till Saturday before having a conniption. I want to see what this doctor says. Like, this eye still clearly cross-eyed. It's not looking too good. You know, maybe he did move my eyes forward a little bit. Maybe they do look a little bit different, but they're definitely not fixed, and I'm pretty unhappy right now. Yeah, it was definitely some post-op swelling that was making things look better, and that's what I was really worried about. I mean, he was willing to do, you know, multiple procedures on another girl that had a similar case like mine, and she did require a few procedures, so hopefully it's not any different for me, but all we can do is wait another day or two and see what he says at the follow-up consultation, because this is kind of the last resort to fix my eyes. You know, maybe they're a little more forward, but I don't know.
Yeah, you still cross-eyed, bitch. In KCB, you got to tune in to always, you know, happy hour, because that's when we played this video here. And I'm going to tell y'all guys right now, if you missed happy hour yesterday, you know, you better go replay it. That is, I would have to say that's one of the best happy hours I've had. There was just a lot of stuff that was going on that we packed into one good hour. In fact, the live stream yesterday, that was legendary. That's one of my best shows ever. So KCB and anyone else that missed Happy Hour yesterday, y'all should play it. Legendary Barbarian Brothers. I met one of them before. The one that was still alive, of course. There, It's hard for me to tell them apart, but yeah.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So I have another blast from the past video for you guys. This video is going to be about the Barbarian brothers, Peter and David Paul. So I don't know if a lot of you guys are old enough to remember these guys, but they starred in the 1987 movie The Barbarians, which is very similar to obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan the Barbarian. They dressed very similar. They had the...
No, I wouldn't say similar. It was just the first movie they were actually in was DC Cab. So anyway,
the long hair. They had the brute strength looking, you know, bare-chested barbarian look. I remember this movie because my dad had it on VHS. I think I still have a copy of it laying around somewhere, but I do remember watching this movie when I was younger because my dad had a copy of it.
I went to the movies to see this, and this was probably the shittiest movie I had ever watched. I watched this movie as a kid, and I'm like, well, I wasn't, well, what was I? I was like 11 or something like that. I'm like, and movies were like $3. I'm like, I can't believe I wasted $3 watching this shit.
But they were essentially, they were never pro bodybuilders or anything, but they were somewhat celebrities in the bodybuilding scene in the 80s because they kind of had like a pro wrestler gimmick. They weren't wrestlers, but they kind of walked around with that quote-unquote barbarian gimmick. They dressed weird, they acted funny, and they kind of had this persona about them is what kind of made them famous. I mean, they kind of went around claiming to be the strongest twin brothers of all time, even though a lot of people kind of laughed at that claim. Some of their records...
That's DC Cab, by the way. DC Cab was a great movie.
And I say records very loosely. Included...
I mean, think about it. It had Gary Busey in it, had Mr. T, had the Barbarian Brothers, and a lot of other great actors. If you guys want to watch a good 80s movie, watch DC Cab. DC Cab is awesome. It is straight piss. A lot of mints in it.
Standing dumbbell curls with 120-pound dumbbells for 10 reps. That was one of their records. So a lot of their quote-unquote records were just kind of these high-rep, kind of unofficial lifts. And they had all these crazy training videos and stuff and crazy articles about their training routines that a lot of people kind of thought were lies. Single arm rows with 200 pounds for 60 reps. Just crazy shit like that. All these high rep records is kind of what they were famous for. But they did have pretty good physiques at the time, man, for not being pro bodybuilders or anything. They did have some pretty crazy looking physiques. I would say they were even pretty comparable to Arnold, how he looked in his Conan the Barbarian movie versus how they looked in their
Hey, you just talking shit now. No.
Barbarian movie. They were in a couple other movies too, but they were mostly just corny little, you know, kind of cult classic movies that nobody really heard of. But again, like I said, compared to Arnold, I still think they look pretty good physique-wise in the movie that they were in. So I just kind of wanted to shed a spotlight on these guys, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are younger guys watching my videos, and you guys probably have no idea who these guys are. But back in the 80s, man, these guys were legends. They were in magazines, you know, they were on TV, they were in the movies. They were just pretty well-known guys back then that right now, I haven't seen anyone make a video about these guys or talk about these guys. So it's great to kind of relive these moments. If you guys haven't seen the movie, man, you can probably pick it up on eBay or, you know, at Half Price Books or at some kind of place.
Folks, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Don't get it. I don't care if it was at a Goodwill for 50 cents. I would keep my 50 cents. It's just a shitty movie. It's one to where you'll probably cut it off within 30 minutes here because it's just bad.
It sells old movies. You can probably get it for like a couple bucks, man. It's kind of a corny old movie, but if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend going out and checking it out. So again, these are the Barbarian brothers, Peter and David Paul. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.
And fuck the Barbarian brothers. Or, excuse me, fuck the Barbarians movie. Barbarian brothers were nice there, you know. But seriously, the movie that the only good movie I saw them in was DC Cab. And they didn't act very well in that movie, but DC Cab was just an awesome movie to where it didn't make a difference. Besides, they weren't the star of the show anyway, so. Next video. I vaguely try to put that movie out of my mind, Chuck E. Cheese. And I was upset because I spent $3 for that movie. And I bought $2 worth of popcorn too. So, I mean, that's like $5. Back in the 80s, that's a lot of money, you know? All for that crappy movie, you know? Nah, I mean?
Yo, I'm near Salem, Illinois right now, and there's two guys behind me acting weird as one of them came up to me earlier asking just some strange questions, and they do not look happy. So I'm just recording in case.
He's got a what is that? That's a weird, oddly colored pistol.
I get turned into a live leak video, and once I get my gas, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
This just happened to me around a week ago, and I knew how to tell y'all this story. But before I tell you what happened, I need to give some context, explain what a sundown town even is, and set the scene. I grew up in the Midwest, specifically around the Chicago area, and if you know anything about Illinois, the Chicago area and Southern Illinois are very different. Now, that's not a good or bad thing, just...
I met one of the Barbarian brothers there, Chuck E. Cheese. They're like I said, they're down-to-earth people there. And I'm only saying both of them because remember they're twins, so one probably acted like the other one. So
different. Let me make.
Nowadays we just got the Trend twins, and well, they're dorks, but anyway.
It is clear. I think people from the Midwest and country are very friendly. Sure, I'm a sample size of 1, but I'm just speaking for myself here. And so please, while I'll be mentioning some strange encounters in this story, do not think I'm talking about everyone in Southern Illinois or the country or places I directly mentioned. A few bad eggs doesn't represent the fish, or something like that. So the 2 days the story takes place, I was just traveling to Southern Illinois for an event and to hang out with some friends. Pretty straightforward. Now, sundown towns are all over America, but there is a larger concentration in the Midwest and also dotted along my path driving down south. Historically, sundown towns are places that usually rung a bell or sounded some kind of siren near sundown so that people who are not from that town, shall we say, have to leave after dark. And since I'm Chinese, let's just say that I don't...
Well, sundown town was meant for Negroes not to be out, basically, but anyway.
Exactly blend in. No, this does not mean everyone from a sundown town is evil and looking to cause harm. It does not mean that if you specifically are from a sundown town that you want to harm anyone. It does not mean if you pull into a sundown town you'd be surrounded by pitchforks and torches and immediately turn into a lampshade. It is just that active sundown towns are either de facto or de jure not friendly to outsiders after sundown. And so while this trip is not the first time I have been to a sundown town, it is the first time I've been to a sundown town after dark. The first half of my trip was fairly normal. On my 5+ hours drive down south, I made some pit stops along the way to get some food, gas, and all that. I stopped by Champaign after about 2 hours of driving to get an energy drink and some fiery balls because we all love fiery balls in our mouths while driving. I drive for 3 more hours and get to a place called Energy, Illinois, which has a population of 956 people, by the way, which actually kind of blew my mind. For reference, my high school was around 2,500 people in it. And shout out to the people of Energy, by the way. Y'all are very kind and welcoming, and I attended like a stand-up night, ate some smash burgers and sweet potato fries. Again, very kind people. I had a good time and no complaints. So after dinner, I drive a little more down south where I stayed for the night. And the next day, I hang out a little bit more, go around for a little nature walk to hug some rocks and stuff before heading back up north around the late afternoon. But of course, I didn't want to just do the entire trip with no snacks, and not to mention that I literally couldn't because my trusty little Corolla would run out of gas before I actually finished the drive. Since I didn't refill my gas after I got to Southern Illinois, about an hour and a half into my drive, I decided to fill up my gas all the way and stop for some snacks and sweet treats for the rest of my trip up north. I still had 4 hours or so left of driving and was not trying to raw dog that trip. I pulled into this tiny gas station near Salem, Illinois, and as I'm pulling in, I noticed that some motorcycles are parked next to the place with 2 dudes standing next to them. I'm not thinking much about it, right? I mean, these guys look like they were chatting with each other, you know, whatever. As I pop my gas cover and start getting ready to get out of my car, I noticed that these 2 men had stopped whatever they were doing or talking about, and they were both looking in my direction. My car is a fish tank. I have no tints, like 0 tints, which I should probably get, by the way. These 2 guys were behind my car, and so I could only see them through my rear view.
I mean, I'll let this finish and then I'll say something there.
Mirror, but they were definitely both staring at me or my car. As I'm unplugging my phone to step out of my car, I get a better look at these two guys through my rearview mirror, and I noticed that these two individuals had a mean scowl on their faces, like I just drove over their pumpkin patch or something. Well, I'm not here to cause trouble, and it's not like I did anything to these guys. I don't know who these guys are. I get out of the car, I lock the door, and as I'm making my way to unscrew my gas cap, I see one of these guys start walking towards me. This guy does not look happy. Do not let this guy work on a Disney set. He is walking towards me with that same mean scowl that both he and his buddy had. And I'm thinking, fuck, is this guy gonna try to rob me or something? I mean, I was in a 2015 Corolla that had like 100,000 miles on it and is scratched up. I don't carry cash on me, and I have some clothes and hygiene shit for my trip, but nothing fancy or anything. I'm common gray loot. I'm not exactly the juicer in labs. So at this point, I don't turn around and start paying for the gas and all that because I don't want to turn my back to this dude walking up to me. And so I'm pretending I'm fumbling with my gas cap when I'm really just watching to see what this guy's about to do. And yes, I am from these suburbs. I'm not trying to pretend like I grew up fearing for my life at gas stations and stuff, but I'm also not a dumbass. I'm not gonna sit at a gas station glued to my phone, car unlocked, ass in the air, and turn myself into a gift basket. So anyways, this guy gets up to me and he asks where I'm from, and I go, up north. Now, this guy looks like he was sucking on a trash bin lollipop, and while I'm not trying to be unfriendly, I also don't want to get too comfortable and make him think shit's fucking sweet. There's a brief pause when he does something unexpected. He asks for a light. He doesn't pull out any smokes or anything. He literally just asks for a lighter. I had one in my car, but I'm not about to start fumbling around in there while this dude is a meter away from me, so I just tell him I don't smoke. And you shouldn't smoke, by the way. It's bad for your health. And at this point, he stops staring at me, and now he's looking past me or around me, and then he just turns around and starts walking away. I'm a little spooked, right? But I resume doing my stuff to pump the gas, and as I'm using my credit card, selecting the fuel and all that, I notice that these two guys were still staring at me with that same scowl on their faces. I see their lips are moving. I can see that they're talking.
A little paranoid there, but we'll hear the rest of this.
But they're just still staring at me while they're talking, so I'm just assuming they're talking about me. Now I'm thinking, what if these dudes are serial killers or something? I mean, I don't know, right? Sounds crazy, but it's not like you only run into serial killers when you plan to. On me, I have a 5-shot snub-nose airweight revolver. Let me make this clear. I am not, nor am I trying to be Billy Badass, Cowboy Cockington, or Timmy Tough Knuckles. I had this revolver on me pretty much at all times because, as the saying goes, I would rather not need it and have it than need it and not have it. Hey, feel free to disagree. That is not what this video is about. These two guys are standing roughly 20 to 25 meters away. They look like they carry themselves, and 20 to 25 meters with a airweight snub-nose 5-shot revolver with 2 targets that are probably going to shoot back is not exactly an easy shot if they just start going fucking nuts. I'm also not trying to get into a shootout, but at the same time, whether or not you want to get into a shootout is not always up for you to decide. So I come up with an idea. I start pumping gas, and as I'm waiting, I decide to get back into my car, and the first thing I do is shoot my twin brother and then Dennis, who is a good friend of mine, a quick text telling them where I am to give them some context so that if I do end up turning into a human effigy or on someone's YouTube channel about unsolved mysteries, there would be some breadcrumbs. And then I pull out my revolver and I start recording.
Yo, I'm near Salem, Illinois right now, and there's 2 guys behind me acting weird as fuck. One of them came up to me earlier asking just some strange questions, and they do not look happy. So I'm just recording in case I get turned into a live leak video, and once I get my gas, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I can see these 2 guys in my my rearview mirror, but they're just staring at me right now. So
the reason I did this is because even if I did get into an actual self-defense scenario, I was in the middle of Illinois with a town of probably 1,000 people. Everybody probably knows each other, and if I didn't record anything that might take place, it
A little paranoid, isn't he?
would probably be my word against 2 locals, and let's just say that the odds are not in my favor. I'm recording and keeping an eye on these 2 guys through my rearview mirror while acting like I'm just browsing on my phone and waiting for my gas to be finished. And thankfully, I hear the click of the fuel shutoff. I get out of my car to finish up what I needed, and these guys have not moved. They're just still scowling at me. So as I peel away from the gas station, I don't even go to the convenience store for any tasty snacks and energy drinks. I just think, alright, I'll drive for another hour, maybe hour and a half away from this place. It's giving me bad vibes, and I don't need snacks that bad yet. So I'm driving, and now it is sunset and very beautiful. As it is getting dark, I decide that it is finally time to pull over at the next corner or convenience store before all the shops potentially close. As I pull into the parking lot for a convenience store, the place was a little eerie for me, I'm not gonna lie. I see the glowing yellow windows, and the surrounding buildings are either empty or everyone in them is asleep. I mean, it wasn't that late, but whatever, I'm in the middle of nowhere and there's not that many people there anyways. As I enter the store, which is not very big and also arranged where the shelves are perpendicular to the entrance so I can literally see everyone as I enter. Everyone then stops whatever the fuck they were doing, and they all all stare at me. Now, I get it. I don't exactly blend in, and I'm sure the 3 people in the store all know each other. So I just do like a small head nod and a little smile in their direction to show I mean no harm, and I begin browsing for my snacks. I am not an avid junk food consumer, but I make exceptions for long road trips, and you know, you can't just get salty snacks. You also need sweet snacks to balance them out, and maybe some snacks where you just suck on and keep that mouth busy. And as I'm walking around the store picking out the perfect snacks and drinks for the remaining couple hours I had left to drive, I noticed that everyone is still staring at me. And they have, well, I don't want to say hostile, but it definitely wasn't a friendly look on their faces either. I get up to the cash register to pay, and I got a whole bunch of snacks. I take out my card holder and I fumble around for my credit card when I notice that this lady isn't scanning any of my items. And she tells me that this store doesn't take credit cards or debit cards. Okay, a little bit strange. I mean, there's a card machine right next to me. I mean, it doesn't look broken. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was turned on. And at this point, I've only made glances at the cashier because I don't like to stare at people working behind the counter because I know how awkward that is as a guy who at one point also worked a cash register. But now I actually look at her and I don't know what exactly I was expecting. Something in her eyes kind of freaked me out. She didn't look hostile or mean. If anything, she looked very sweet. But the look she was giving me, it looked like she was trying to warn me. I know some of you are going to say, oh, that's not that deep, or I'm reading too much into the situation. And I would agree if it wasn't for the fact that everything else had already felt so off. From the people staring at me to my earlier encounter at the gas station to the cash-only convenience stores. I definitely took a card, by the way. And now the look this lady was giving me, something was wrong. At this point, I realized how much danger I was in. If the people at the store or town didn't have any good intentions for me, who...
Well, get to the point of the story. I mean, seriously.
Who did I call? The police? The town probably all knows each other. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the brother of the chief of police was in the store with me. I didn't exactly know where the fuck I was because I just pulled into a store that looked like it was open while I was driving back up north. Not thinking too much about it because I just wanted some sweet treats and chips. And so I have a pile of snacks at the counter and I don't just want to leave it there and make a big mess. And she tells me, she almost whispers it to me actually, which did not calm me down, that it's okay, she'll put it back. And in her eyes, I can almost see a warning nearing panic, but not panic for herself, panic for me. Whatever the fuck was about to happen, I know I didn't have much time left. I know someone's going to say, oh, you're a weak little bitch. I would have told her and the store to go fuck themselves and demanded my snacks. Hey look, alright, if this was a horror movie, you would be the person to be eviscerated first. If this was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, you would fail Willy Wonka's arduous trials. On one hand, I wanted snacks. On the other hand, it was potentially getting turned into an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. The risk reward wasn't exactly there for me to risk it all for some fat pickles, flaming hot Cheetos, and jerky. So I thanked her and I started walking to the exit, trying to make it look like I'm just casually walking out, even though I'm a little bit terrified, I ain't gonna lie. And everyone is still staring at me, and I swear they haven't moved a muscle the entire time. I walked to my car, and the entire time I'm thinking, oh hell no. I start driving again, when less than 10 minutes go by, and I see a set of headlights shining down the road behind me. I'm on a very quiet and straight road, so I don't know who else would be driving at night unless they also happen to be making a trip like me, or they were police. But hey, I mean, whatever. I don't own the roads, and anyone's welcome to drive on it. I see the headlights getting closer
Okay, get to the point.
And closer, and I am extra cautious about driving the speed limit because I'm not trying to get pulled over, especially right now and right here. And as the car is getting closer and closer, I realize that whoever is in it is flying up the road towards me. The car gets right behind my car, it's tailgating me, and I can't see what kind of car it is because the headlights are blinding the shit out of me when this car starts flashing his high beams. At first I thought this car just wanted to pass by, so I don't pull over, but I started driving slower and on the shoulder of the road to give this car more room to pass by. Except he follows me to the shoulder and is still flashing his high beams, and I'm spooked. So I go back onto the road and once again speed up to the speed limit. If this car wanted to pass by and I gave him the chance to do so, he didn't. So it couldn't be that. And so I thought, well, is this a cop trying to tell me to pull over? But that can't be right either. I mean, the cop would probably turn on his or her red, white, and blue lights unless there's some crazy Southern Illinois police custom I'm not aware of. And this car continues to flash his high beams for the next 20, 30 seconds or so before just resuming to tailgate me. So I'm thinking, is he telling me to like my gas cap is open or something? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I distinctly remember closing it and none of the lights in my Corolla were on telling me some door or the trunk or anything like that was open. And so now I'm assuming this car is signaling me to actually pull over. Well, fuck that. I'm not pulling over for some random ass car in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. I take my revolver out of my waistband and tuck it into my left sock with a holster, almost like a makeshift ankle holster. I'll put a picture up here somewhere of me recreating it. That way my revolver is easier to reach if I need to reach it, instead of like having to appendix draw while scrunched up in a compact car. This car is on my ass for the next 20 minutes or so, and I'm still not driving fast for the off chance that this is a cop and I don't want to give any reasons to get pulled over. And so at or a little more over 20 minutes, this car then begins to slow down and I see his headlights getting more and more distant before disappearing. And I am now freaked all the way out, and I just decided to say just fuck it and not stop driving until I get back home. And so I did end up raw dogging the rest of the trip, snackless, bevless, and low-key tweaking. And that that was my first ever trip to a sundown town at night, and not gonna lie, it got me a little squirrely. But like I said again, while I had some spooky encounters, do not lump.
And naturally, nothing to the story.
Everyone in Southern Illinois, or the country, or the cities I was in, as a monolith. I still don't know what that car possibly wanted from me, but hey, I would rather stay here speculating than find out the hard way. Like and sub if you want to, and I know the story is a little...
What a waste of 15 minutes. Folks, sundown towns don't exist anymore. Some of them still ring that stupid bell for traditional purposes. But the sundown towns are basically not for locals. It was for black people, saying you need to stay indoors or you need to get out of town, basically. That's what a sundown town really is. And ever since the, but an actual sundown town, that's not taken place in over 60 years at least. I mean, that was a complete waste of 15 minutes. Fuck this guy. All it was, I already knew from the beginning that it was just some paranoid little itch. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. You got to be really careful of these dorks there because they're so easy to pull out the gun and stuff like that, He's pulling out a gun for being over paranoid, and the only thing the guy asked for was, do you have a lighter? So what if they're staring at you? Big deal. You were probably staring back at them. That's probably why they were staring at you. And I'm like, geez. Oh, people these days. People these days. But I'm going to take a piss, folks. I will be right back. I will say, folks, that is some serious paranoia right there. That is some serious paranoia. But, that's a we got to do something about that. We need some mints, folks. And I know just where to get it.
I just love adding pussy juice and a honey pack to my Super Golden Crisp cereal every morning before I head over to Goldilocks' house and give her this super golden dick. Because it's not too big and it's definitely not too small. It's just right. Now y'all can stop asking me why they call me Sugar Bear. It's because the bitches love this sweet meat. And even though I'm not getting paid for this shit, y'all need to stop being lame ass niggas and go buy you a damn box. Cause it's a well balanced and nutritious breakfast.
We about to rob that bitch ass nigga. Hey Sugar Bear, you better run us that motherfucking honey pack in that cereal, nigga. Yeah, fuck nigga before your ass get jumped by the gang.
Don't make us sting, yo sweet ass. Oh, y'all the niggas must think I'm one of them honey bears, like Winnie the Pooh or some shit. Hell no, just cause they call me Sugar Bear don't mean I got sugar in my tank, cause I'll beat the shit out of all three of you dollar store honey nut Cheerios looking motherfuckers. Shit, I'm goated at darts, little niggas. Hey, what Muhammad Ali used to say, fly like a butterfly and sting a bitch ass nigga like a bee.
Come here, nigga. Get your ass back over here. Man, fuck.
I told y'all we should have shot that nigga.
Damn.
Oh boy. What's with these kids and honey packs? I'm in my mid-30s and I haven't needed anything like that. I mean, cereals back in the 70s and 80s, I think that's what you're talking about. They used to have a lot of sugar in it. And then, because kids ran out and played and did activities and stuff, so they needed a lot of energy. And what better energy than sugar? Cheap, easy energy. All right. Let's see what we got here. Man, I tell you right now, it's really hard to top what we did yesterday. I will be honest with you. It's just hard to top yesterday. Because yesterday was great, folks. I will say that right now. Alright, I'm gonna get you something here.
I'm going to, where's it going? I got a free magazine, $7. Train.
What's up, Bruce?
Sickening, pissening. And the supplements I got from them. Pre-workout. Watermelon lemon. Yep, pre-workout. Fruit punch. And, branched chain amino acid. Tropical punch. I got myself a blueberry lemon, chocolate whey protein, vanilla, and look what I got, guys.
Fake money.
My sickening $1,500 dinero, bro. It's $2,500 YouTube money. It's sickening. It's pissening. Money, 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 baby. Sick. Make the Benjamins roll, baby. $2,500 dinero YouTube. It's sick. It's piss. So today I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there, and now we're about to switch that over and talk. So basically, I got the bodybuilding.com t-shirt with the logo. It's sick. It's piss. Thank you. I used to be the king of myths back in the day before Puny Subs banned me in 2014. So today I'm having a good day. I want to tell you fans, today I just want to let you know for a fact that the Mr. Olympia is going to be exciting, but I want to tell you this morning, I didn't work out, I overslept. I had to put a couple videos on Lord Vader, play video games at Kingdom 1986 I'm going to play tonight. Got to clean tomorrow, possibly have a date with a girl, I don't know if she's going to, not be reliable, what she's going to do, but yeah, it's all good. Today has been a good day. I'm in my house. It's about 7 o'clock. Got to go walk my dogs. Just been doing good in general, so, it's all good in the hood. Just want to let you know that I'm going to go to the Mr. Olympia. I leave on the 13th. It's 7 o'clock in Fort Lauderdale. I get there at around 11 to Vegas. I stay in a hotel. And queen size to queen size, and I'm going to be going to the Mr. Olympia both days. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of famous bodybuilders. I'm going to be at the bodybuilding.com booth. You can come and see me for 2 hours. I'll be signing autographs, taking pictures, whatever you want. Today, I just want to let you know that it's been a really busy day for me. I'm giving a special shout out to bodybuilding.com for sending my supplements and my nice t-shirt. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you to send that to me. Like I said, today is just a busy day for me. I've been out all day. I was at the mall. I was at Atlantic. I just been busy. I'm growing my hair out long like Brad and Anakin Skywalker. I have that curly frizzy hair. Today, it's just one of those days where it's relaxation time. I don't work till Sunday. I only work 2 days a week. You know, social media is becoming a full-time job to me, so I just got to take advantage of it. Got my clothing line coming out soon. Again, apparel, my own apparel, hopefully. And I'll let you know when that's dropping. New apparel, new clothing from my site. And Vegas is going to be fun. A lot of buffets. I might go to the Bellagio buffet and do some stuff there. Might go to Luxor, go dancing, go clubbing, have some fun. But I need a trip, possibly next year back to LA. A lot of fun. I miss it out there. West Coast is more fun than the East Coast. A lot of snobs down here. A lot of boca bitches. But today it's good. I'm doing good. I just think that the whole experience with the situation and all the stuff going on, the trip and coming back and collabing with Regan Grimes in Florida and him in the next state, it's very time consuming and a lot of work, social media, so people don't realize how hard. I've been on YouTube since July 14, 2008. Over 10 years. I was 24. I was 23 when I started. Actually, I was about 23 when I started. Yeah, I was young. I was very young. I was over 10 years ago. I'm 33 now. So today's good. Tomorrow, just cleaning house, getting my place in order for this girl to come over, like it look nice. Tomorrow, I have to go out, do some things, walk the dogs tonight, go to Atlantic, do some interviews, and I just tired, man. Like, it's been a busy day and busy stuff. It's beautiful out today, so it's too bad I didn't get to go to the beach today. But today's been just a hectic day. I saw a fan from Chicago yesterday. We worked. I just didn't want to be on camera because of the bimbos, so don't blame them. But today's a good day, and tomorrow will be better. And it's just like, you know, things happen. I work 1 or 2 days a week now, not much. So I'm going to be going to the Friday out tomorrow night at the club at Office, Saturday another club, and Sunday work. And hopefully be a good week and do some things. I got to walk my dogs tonight, which really sucks because I got to drive back all the way to Delray. And it's just been hectic and a lot of things going on. So, alright, peace out, bye. So today it's been stressful and stuff has been going on in my life and a lot of things. So I just want to let you know that the people...
Oh, boy. You know what, folks? I don't want to play anything else. I'm going to sit back and chat. So, folks, well, let's see if there's any other videos left remaining. I could have missed some. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yep, and it looks like I did. All right, let's see what we got next.
yours. You doing all that for what? Man, fuck you and your punk ass package. You got that set on cooking.
I don't know if that video was for real or staged or not. I mean, I don't even know whether that was just AI. That just looked a little bit too staged.
Simple carbs. I had to cut them loose. Every once in a while I'll cheat and I'll get me some. I'm eating today. So I got some nice steak right here. Nice piece of steak.
And folks, this is not the way you should.
Right, and then I'm gonna scramble some eggs with it. And this is what I'm gonna eat today. So this is gonna be a big time protein meal. I eat a lot of protein because I want to make sure I continue to maintain the muscle that I already have. I don't take any kind of protein powder. I don't take no creatine, no steroids, no supplements. I don't take no Viagra, no Cialis. I don't have no erectile dysfunction. Everything on my body works. You know, so I just eat pretty much just clean. I've been fasting. Right now it's 4:15. Saturday, March 22nd. The last time I ate was last night, so I've been fasting for like 19 hours. Another one of the things that I changed about my life was I stopped eating so many times a day, right? Put a little salt on there. Got the Trader Joe's sea salt.
A lot of salt.
I stopped eating, put some black pepper on there. This is all my coffee. Y'all know I'm a coffee drinker. These are all my different coffees. Okay. So I stopped eating so many times. And start only eating like once a day, man. 2 times a day. There's no need for me to eat 3 times a day. That's totally unnecessary. For me, and what I'm trying to do. Look at them onions right there. Y'all got them onions on there. Got them onions. So like, you know, my opinion is that, so my eggs are done, so let me turn them off. Then I just let them simmer in the pan. And this, these are done. So I don't eat. You know, I was taught that I was supposed to eat breakfast.
Raw, he may be using an iron pan, but he just doesn't know how to use it. He's using it, I mean, well, he has it on the stove, but he's not using it correctly.
Lunch and dinner 3 times a day. I think that's some bullshit. I don't think a nigga's supposed to eat that many times a day. I cut my joint down to I'm eating like once a day, most twice a day. You know, and then when I do eat, I'm eating like good foods, you know what I'm saying? Some days I don't eat at all. Some days I fast all day. I can go on a fast. I do these intermittent fasts with coffee and water, where I'll just drink coffee and water for 32 hours, right? 38 hours, 23 hours, you know, extended periods of time in order to send my body into autophagy and ketosis to where I'm burning up all of the stored sugars that's in my body, right? And, you know, I like the cut up lean look. That's my favorite look. It's what I'm shooting for. So we got our eggs. So eggs are a superfood. Eggs are a superfood. So eggs are low glycemic index, and then let's get us a piece of steak. Look at that steak right there. Let's get this piece. So we got the steak, and then I'll save this for little Sean for later. He can have that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy that shit.
And what I'm gonna do is drink this with some water. Take salt and pepper on that tomato. So that's gonna be my dinner.
That is disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Hey, bro. Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't changed clothes, bro? Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't changed clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene.
Let me ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene, man.
Congratulations, because I'm homeless and now I have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good.
Oh, all right, that's what I thought. Have a blessed day.
Yeah, sometimes people, they try to make these YouTube videos and they end up getting humiliated instead. Folks, now I don't ever have too many videos on cooking steak. I just have a 5-second one on making steak. All right? That's it. This is medium rare. An aristocrat. See, when I cook a steak, folks, it's gonna, if it doesn't look like that and it don't have crust on it or anything like that, then you're cooking it wrong. Alright? That's the way your steak should look. How should your eggs look? Well, let me show you guys a Sunday breakfast from the great one. Alright? There's a difference between people who know how to cook, and then there's Sean G. And Genova and everyone else who cannot cook. Cooking is not that hard, folks. It really isn't. I don't know why people make so much of a big deal out of cooking. The thing about it is, folks, I'm trying to figure out the proper way to say it without being offensive or anything like that. But with all due respect, you can have a little bit better meal. Now, this one here is a basic meal. Steel cut oats. These are the proper way of making 2 eggs. And see how my eggs look compared to others. And I can do a full breakfast too. So you want to, that's how your eggs should look, folks. They shouldn't look like what Sean G actually had. They really shouldn't. I mean, if I cooked food like that, it would be very, I mean, just ugh. I mean, not saying that I haven't burned things before. Like, I did burn this pastry one time. So, I mean, I do have boo-boos sometimes here when it comes to food. But you notice my eggs still look fine. This was actually still pretty good, and I still make sure that my breakfast is. Like I said before, folks, I'm not perfect. And you know what happened? I had gotten a call, and I had underestimated it, because I had got that strudel from Aldi's. And Aldi's makes good strudels. I just, I basically overcooked it. I didn't wrap it or anything. That was a strudel, actually. But folks, get your questions in. We got 7 minutes left. Let's show y'all a proper breakfast from the great one. So that way you would be educated. Was the pastry your strudel? It's just damn strudel. But this here is... This is a typical breakfast that I would cook, in other words. Do you see how my eggs look, folks? And my sausage? My asparagus? Now, if you came over my house, folks, would you rather eat this or what Sean G pulls out? That's how my eggs are when I make them over easy. And you notice I got it close up because I want to show you guys how to actually cook, all right? When you know how to cook right and you only use salt and pepper, you end up with food looking like this, folks. And this is the way I make coffee. I don't use instant coffee, folks. I boil the water. I put the grounds in. I time it out for 6 to 7 minutes. And then I press the coffee. And I have cream in this, real cream. And of course, this is a mimosa. The proper breakfast followed by Davidoff #2 cigar. No, they get a continental breakfast raw. Donuts and coffee. But I can show you an example of, hold on. I will show you a picture of a Tans that spent overnight with me. Hang tight. This is some good advice, folks. Now, if you want to impress the bitches, and I do mean the bitches, you just got to do things right. Let me find it here. It's around here somewhere. Oh, this is another one of my breakfasts here. So this one's using a different pot, but if you notice, my bacon and everything looks proper. All right. That's what breakfast should look like. I mean, folks, cooking ain't that hard. All right. People seem to make breakfast out harder than it really is. I don't think either one makes really much of a difference here. I don't know what you mean. That right there is a caviar dish, by the way. Prosciutto, lumpfish, caviar, some crackers, white folks. And that is a cafe au lait. Thank you very much. Another stir fry right here. But where is that picture at? I swear. Oh boy. Have Todd been ever so disappointed in someone's performance that they didn't even I don't understand what you're saying, bro. Has it been really that long? Proper way to cook a steak, folks. That's what your steak should look like whenever you cook it right. You let it set the room temperature. You baste it with butter and a little bit of mint. You got business. Another example of ketogenics right there. See how my steaks look, in other words, compared to others. How long ago was this here? God damn. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of advice here, but man. Maybe I don't have it here. Here's a pizza that I made. Right there. I think I did a pretty good job at it. Oh, boy. It is around here somewhere, but you know, folks, I am tired and I gotta get to bed so I can pick Mama up and go get her a new microwave. And like I said, folks, I am going to get her the same one that I got, preferably. Well, I guess it ain't here. How about that? Well, it is what it is, folks, and it is now 12:01 p.m. PM being Porch Monkey, or actually it's AM. So we should have an initial for AM. Ape Monkey or something? I don't know. Apple Monkey? No, that wouldn't work. Well, fuck it. In any event, folks, I do want to thank Quick Pump for donating. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Tune in tomorrow for Saturday Soul as soon as I get back. But, folks, I'm out of here, and as always, peace and soul. I'm not sure, Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not sure. It's going to really depend. It's going to be a very busy day, that's for sure.